Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to do a catalog case with a twist. So the idea behind this video is I'm going to case a card, which is this card is what we're going to make today, from the catalog. And it could be the annual catalog or the holiday catalog. In this case, it's on page 39 in the holiday catalog, and it's right here. And also, if you go to my blog, there's a list for the description, the supplies, the items, and all the measurements and stuff that they used, that Stampin' Up! Used to make this project. And the list is posted on my blog, but I will say you don't want to print it because it's 118 pages long. So this is what a few pages look like. So it tells you the paper, the ink, the bundles, and then the instructions. And this card, which is on page 1, which is on the cover, which is right here. So it tells you how to make that card, a breakdown of what to use and all that kind of stuff. So that kind of inspired me to make this card today because I love that card on page 39 in the holiday catalog right here. And I love the stamp set, but it was this card that got me to love that stamp set. So I'm going to put my own little twist on it. We're not going to use the blue on this card, but we are going to use the Mossy Meadow. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the Mossy Meadow as the base. This is cut at 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Now, I did bring out a few pieces of our foil sheet because I want to kind of show you what I was going through and what I wanted to use for the background. So I'm going to save this to the part when we decorate the card. So then we're going to use a piece of crumb cake. This is for stamping our snowman. And then this piece is for the front of the card. This piece is cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4. And then I'm using the Neutrals designer paper. This is what that looks like. You get a pack of 6 by 6, and it's in all of the neutral colors in that collection. Okay, so in there they come with a couple different designs too, and they're double-sided. So I'm not going to use the polka dotted side. I'm going to use kind of like this blue jean look to it. So, and this is also in the Mossy Meadow. Okay. All right, so I want to show you something about the stamp set and the die that we're using today. And it's mainly about the dies. So this is the stamp set, Snow Wonder, and the Snow Time dies. Now, in the picture of the catalog, let me bring that back in. Okay, so on page 39 in the holiday catalog, let me see if I can bring this up closer. So you can't really see this in the actual catalog that you're holding in your hand, but if you go to the online store and you can look at the catalog there, you can definitely see that the die collection is not coming with these square dies here, but what they do come with are these snowflakes right here. Okay, so and these are the exact same die, they're just turned. And I think mainly for the reason of putting them in a corner. So what I did is I went ahead and cut out a piece of silver and a piece of the Pear Pizzazz, or no, Old Olive. And this is what those dies do. Hopefully the silver is not kind of giving you a glare, but you can see how they emboss or maybe deboss the little snowflakes in each of the corners. And you get 2 of them in the die collection. And then here's the Old Olive. Hopefully that can show up a little bit better than the silver foil sheet, but I love the way it looks with the silver foil sheet. Okay, so I wanted to kind of highlight that because you're probably wondering if you've already got this die, like where are those square dies at? They're not actually the square, but in the catalog, which doesn't show very good in the one that we hold in our hands, but if you look at the one online, it shows that it's embossed. Okay, and another thing too is you're going to run this through your die cut machine the exact same way as you would as if you're cutting out with the regular dies. Okay, all right, so now let's go ahead and do some stamping. Okay, so this is the piece we're going to stamp our trees on. So I got that right here, and then I got the Mossy Meadow Classic Ink. We're going to stamp a couple times with the trees in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up our trees. Stamp here closer to the top, but you want to keep in mind too that you're going to want to stamp some snowflakes on there too, so keep some space opened up at the top. And then I'm going to stamp another time over to the left hand side, which is partial of the stamp showing on the crumb cake. Okay, and then we're going to take our snowman. He's so cute. He looks like he's an old-fashioned snowman. And then when you stamp them on the crumb cake, it even makes more of a impression of it being like aged. Okay, so we're going to use the Memento ink. Now on the description, they said they did a little watercoloring. I know we're using the watercolored pencils, but I didn't use the blender pen or the aqua painter. But if you do, you'll want to use the StazOn ink for that because that's waterproof. Okay, so, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use the watercolored pencils as coloring, and the Memento ink will be just fine for that. I just want to make sure I cover this. This is on a bigger black, which is black E. So I just want to make sure I cover the snowman really good with the ink. And then we're going to cut this one out. Okay, isn't he cute? All right, so now we're going to go ahead and do some stamping with our Versamark. And we're going to use the Mossy Meadow for this one. This is for the greeting. We're going to use our Versamark and we're going to stamp the Christmas wishes and joyful greetings. So we're going to go ahead and stamp the greeting onto this Mossy Meadow. And then we're going to go ahead and grab our white embossing powder. Okay, that looks really good. All right, now we're going to stamp some snowflakes on the top of our tree. I'm just going to stamp a couple times of the snowflakes. Okay, then we're going to put our Whisper White embossing powder over that. Okay, so there's our snowflakes. Actually, they're going to show up a lot better after we heat set that. Okay, so here's our heat tool. We're going to heat set these two Whisper White embossing powders. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, look at that beautiful greeting. The print of that is so pretty. All right, now let's go ahead and color our snowman. So let me show you what I'm going to use for that. So I'm going to use the watercolored pencils, and this is the full-size one with the Whisper White pencil inside of this one. So that's what I'm going to be using on mine. So here we're going to be using, let me see here. I think I'm using the Rich Razzleberry for the hat. And then I'm using the, where's the green here? The Old Olive for the green, for the little berries, and or the holly berry. And then I'm using the white and then the pumpkin pie for the nose. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and color in our little cute snowman. Now when I'm using the Whisper White pencil and I'm coloring over the snowman, I'm gonna try to avoid the buttons and his eyes and stuff, all right? Okay, so now we're going to grab our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. We're going to cut out our snowman and the greeting. So on the Snow Time dies, we're going to use the snowman and then this shape right here for the greeting, which is what I'm going to cut first. That, and then we're going to cut our snowman. Makes me cute. All right, let's go ahead and move the machine. So now we're gonna assemble these two little pieces behind this right here. You could use the polka dots if you wanted, but I'm not gonna use the polka dots. Go ahead and put adhesive along the back edge. And then it's just a little tiny bit that's gonna pop out here. Okay, and it should measure at least 5 inches because then your foil sheet is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So you want this to layer onto that like that, and it's actually pretty good. Okay, and then we're gonna pop our snowman up and the greeting up with dimensionals. Okay, so we're gonna put our snowman, and he's gonna sit slightly higher than the tree line, so a little bit higher, and that's because we want to put our greeting below him. And I actually want him a little bit higher. I want his snow line underneath his body to show a little bit too. So we're gonna go a little bit higher, just a smidge. And then the greeting is gonna come right underneath him, just like that. Okay, so next I decided that I was going to use the gold. So you can kind of see the gold, which is the one that I used on my sample, and I'll bring that back in a second. But we also have copper, which is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at that. And then we also have the silver, which is beautiful. And then we have the champagne, which is also beautiful. So I think I want to try the copper this time. I think that's going to be really pretty. And I'll bring the gold one back in a second. Okay, so then we're just gonna go ahead and put this on the base of our mossy meadow. Isn't that pretty? All right, then a couple more things. I did add some Wink Stella to all the little snow lines. So underneath our little snowman, I added the little shimmer with the Wink Stella. And then on the tree lines, with the snow. So pretty. You can actually go through and touch on the snowman. There's little lines on his body. You can touch those with the Wink Stella as well to make those shimmer. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so then one more thing we're going to do is we're going to add a double bow. And I'm going to use some linen thread. I found some more linen thread. I ran out the other day, so I'm really happy I found some more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the linen thread and I'm going to double it. And then I'm going to make a bow. Just like that. Okay, and we're going to stick this right here with the glue dots. Let me grab those. I'm going to put a glue dot. I'm going to actually put 2 glue dots right over here, right with the greeting. Okay, then I'm going to put the bow right onto that glue dot, just like that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so let me show you the gold one again. Okay, so here's the gold background and with the copper one. Aren't they beautiful? Both of them are so pretty, but you can decide what foil or even a designer paper, whatever you want to decide, but I thought I'd just put my little twist on it. Okay, so that's my catalog case with the twist card. Let me know if you have any questions, and also I'll have all the items listed down below. Okay, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Bye.